Sure. Down for that. Well, you could ask anytime, really.
Oh,
But
sorry.
if
Yeah,
you
I don't know.
want, if you want later, if you need it later, like that's fine too.
No, 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 no.
Either.
We can totally do it now. I am so obviously like we're getting better at the game,
Yeah.
so there's transitions and different goals. What's happening is that I am getting to out of region. I am getting right to the qualifying match of like top 32, top 16,
Yeah.
right there. And for whatever reason, it keeps the dry. So it's always a tough match,
Yeah.
but it's always doable. And so there's an element that, and I don't know, I initially didn't know why, where since I get there and I wasn't expecting to get there, then I'm just like, all right, cool, job's done.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe set up expectations where like now that we are at this level, our expectations should be to get into top, into the top cut. I just like I hadn't been doing that like back in the day because it's like if you always aim for that and then you're constantly not getting it, you'll always be disappointed.
Yeah.
But now like the opposite is happening where it's that I have low expectations. I keep getting to the place where if I win this, I literally get top cut, or I get to the top, and I'm like, all right, well, I've already achieved what I was supposed to achieve. So you know, if I get this, cool. If I don't, cool. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to push past that because I keep literally getting I'm one set away like over and over and over again, and I really think the only reason I'm losing because it's not even I'm not getting matchup checked. Like I obviously like there's stuff I can always learn and stuff, but it
Hmm.
really feels like I am not. I remember the first time I got top eight at a local, I was like fighting one of our players, and I was like, "Hey man, I actually don't care about what happens in the set because I didn't think I was gonna get top eight, so we can just chill."
Yeah.
Which is like not like that's not what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So just wanted to know if you had any, thought and insight on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it might be worth re-changing our expectations for tournaments now that we are a bit better.
Hmm.
I find setting a goal for myself for tournaments have been really helpful where I'm like every time I go to a local I'm like I'm always getting top eight, so that's like we always at the very bare minimum this is what we need to get, and then I tend to not um I tend to pretty much get that pretty often, so
Hmm. Hmm. Um, trying to think of the ways that we can tackle it. I mean, yeah, definitely you don't want to give out on a tournament. I think the main thing is basically like
yeah,
when we do set a goal in terms of like where we need to place bracket wise, it is easy to sort of feel like the job's done when you hit it, right?
yeah,
So that is
yeah,
a hard part because you're locking out, right?
yes.
You're unlocking. Um, but
Locking out,
yeah,
unlocking all the
but
locks.
the point is that yeah, it's not time for that yet. And I guess one way that you can really think about it, like if you really want to get to the level, like to the highest level that you can, the idea
Mhm.
is you want to be so locked in that you outlast the bracket. If that makes sense.
Mm,
Basically, you don't stop trying and you don't stop trying to like keep advancing in bracket until there is no bracket for you left. So, let's say you get knocked
mm.
out or otherwise you win the event, right? Um, those are kind of the two different options there, right? And so the idea is that, yeah, you want to give it your best. It's not going to be easy per se, right? You said the matches are doable, they are coming out on top. There might be some aspects in terms of um, maybe getting a little antsy
Yeah.
in that sort of tight quarters situation, knowing that if you win it, you make it to top cut. But at the same time, yeah, it's a patience game and yeah, endurance, right? And the idea is that your work's not done. Your work shouldn't be done just because you achieved your goal. If that makes
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
does
That's
it
that's that's something I
that is limiting yourself?
yeah, that's something I struggle with. I'm such a goal-oriented person that when I
Yeah,
hit it, I'm like, all right, cool, done. And they're
yeah,
like, what do you mean done? And I'm like, yeah, well, this is what I said I was gonna do, and I hit it. So
yeah.
GG's everyone.
Let's say you got like the course module, right? You're doing a course. You got the module for like the whole year, and you got assigned homework to do I don't know, section 1. So basically what you're doing is you finish section 1 and then you just pack up and leave.
Every single time, dude.
When there's still time to start section
Yep.
2.
Yep, I am nothing. I am nothing if not consistent. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, cool.
Yeah.
This was the goal.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned. We achieved it. On to the
Yeah.
next thing.
So
And it's getting to the point where it's like, dude, like you're literally. It's been like the last 3 regionals I've went at. I've lost, and it's been on stream as well.
oh
Where
yeah.
the top cut of 2 out of the 3 times would have been Aegis players. Interesting enough, which is
Okay.
part of the reason I wanted to go over the set, because I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I feel like I do well in the Aegis matchup, but if you're losing every time you fight them, then you can't be doing as good as you think.
Yeah. It just can be hard though, but the main thing is like usually at mid level, it's about trying to take advantage of recoveries is a huge aspect, and not
Yes.
falling for traps because they're a character that sets up a lot of traps a lot of times, and it's hard to
Yeah.
keep them out, but that's
Yes.
usually not the main reason for losing at mid level.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep, I was getting hit with some stuff I shouldn't be getting hit with. I was getting hit by Pyrodare a bunch by doing some unsafe
yeah,
side Bs to the ledge. And then was just letting Mithra cook me way too much. I got to get better at. I mean, obviously, like their advantage is really good, but I got to get better at not allowing them to get as much damage as they do.
yeah, and yeah, I think the what's it called? We'll take a look at all of it. If you are getting hit by Pyro Dare, it's your fault. By the way.
Oh, I agree. That's why I said it. I was like, I got hit by it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. It was funny because as I was going for the side B, in my brain, I was like, yeah, I'm sure he doesn't have this.
And then he did.
Like,
Frick.
yeah, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's not as difficult. Like, it's dare at ledge, and side B is not fast. Like, it's very doable for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, if your mindset when you're playing in a set is you won't, then it's probably bad.
Dude, I was in a weird place. I don't know if I told you about that tournament, or maybe I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know, I think I did. Where I was going against like the 4th seed of the tournament. And did I tell you this story?
Is this the Ness or is this someone else?
No. Oh yeah, no, maybe I didn't. So the last regional, the out of region tournament I went to, they seeded me against like the third, like the number 3rd seed of the whole tournament. And he plays Kazuya.
Oh wait, no, this is the one where they changed the venue.
Yeah, where I changed the venue. So I was in a weird. My whole headspace was like a weird. I was in a weird thing. I'm challenging Pirate to dare me. Like I was in a weird. I was a weird headspace.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, hey, I've been there. I do it a lot, or like sometimes I like see an interaction and I'm just like, I can punish that. But then like you sometimes have to take a step back and think to yourself, are you really gonna be punishing something that's like -5 or better?
Yeah, and like
bro, this move is plus, and you know this. Why are you trying to challenge it?
Yeah, but if I got it, imagine how good that feel.
Yeah, well, I can imagine it, and that's the only thing I'll get to do because I lost.
Exactly.
GG's.
Exactly.
Thanks for playing.
You see, Ouch picked up Pit. What is this?
He usually plays a bunch of pockets like in his own region. I sincerely doubt that he's actually picked up Pit, but maybe I'm wrong.
No. I don't think that was I don't think that was anything serious. I was just shocked that I didn't know he had a Pit.
No, he plays basically everybody. Like he probably has taken sets off of Big D with a double-digit number of characters. Like he like his Wario's kind of nasty, and his Falcon's kind of nasty. He's got everybody, but everybody noticed the Pit as soon as he pulled out Pit. Everyone's like, "Whoa, ouch, Pit!"
Ouch, Pit. Yeah, well, he's like, what happened is he beat Zachary and took his soul.
Yeah,
and then that's why he's playing Pit now.
Yeah, but Ouch got the bonus stats though because Zachary reverse 3-0 Jackal. So who's the better wolf now?
Exactly. Well, and I was so happy because he went Rob the first game, and I don't know if Zachary knows that like Jackal and Zamba play like every week.
Is that right?
Oh, they've got like 100+ sets.
Okay,
And so Jackal is like really, really, really comfortable with the matchup.
that makes sense.
He's been getting cooked by Zamba pretty recent, as of late. So I was nervous that Zachary was gonna stay Rob,
Yeah,
but the Rob got cooked, so he switched off, and I was like, oh
nice.
great, because yeah, I'm looking up there. I want to see their set,
You're you're
history.
Olimar Nasty. What's up, Weeman?
Yeah, Zamba. Who am I looking up? Jackal.
Let me grab my phone. I left my phone somewhere. Aha, behind the set. Oh, wait, I'm disappearing. I don't feel so good.
I'm actually watching a Marvel show as we speak. Well, like not as we speak. But...
like right now, like recently. You're
Yeah.
currently watching a series. I know. I did just
Yeah.
the way to phrase it doesn't make it sound like you're not watching it right now.
Yeah, as we're talking. Yeah, what's his face? They've played each other 79 plus 35, whatever that number is how many times they've played against each other.
That should be 113, 114. Sorry.
And Zamba has won the last 3 interactions. Oh, sorry, the last 5.
That's tough.
Yeah. Sometimes Jackal's not even taking a game.
Well, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes we get kind of... There are records that are tough.
Yeah, well, I feel like Wolf... I mean, I don't play Wolf, but I feel like Wolf... Rob can't be too fun with what Rob can do to Wolf off stage. It feels like it's can always be even.
I'm trying to remember how that matchup's supposed to go. I think it is supposed to be losing for Wolf, and I think it's like one of his worst, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that totally tracks.
I think it's like, but like one of his worst is we're talking Wolf here, so like,
yeah, Wolf is good. Yeah,
yeah, he's a good character. It's not really that bad, but
yeah.
if we're looking at the grand scheme of things, yes. So what sets do you want to look at?
Great question. So I think what I'm wanting to do is definitely Aegis and Wolf.
Okay.
When it comes to the Wolf, we've got 2 versions. So
Okay.
there is this one Wolf player who, dude, I just straight up don't know why this guy beats me. He's a very good player. He's PR'd in his region. There's just something about the way he approaches the game where I come in with like battle plans and strategies. I come in with nothing and just like, I'm going to just play the game. Doesn't matter. He cooks me. So there's that guy.
Yeah.
And then there's another Wolf player that I went game 5 with who is like a very, very, very campy Wolf.
Uh-huh.
I feel more confident in that, and I feel that if I made some adjustments, picked some different stages, and committed to camping, I'd beat him. But I still think it might be worth learning how to deal with campy people in general, because that's just not something. So in terms of running order, I think definitely Aegis, and then I think it would probably be best to go against that do the Wolf player that I'm a bit confused by.
Okay.
But if you think it's better to do the other Wolf player since it's a longer set, because that one's game 5.
Either's fine. Whatever you feel like looking at.
Yeah, let's do Aegis first for sure. I'll send that over.
Sounds good. I mean, we're gonna be looking at like 2 games max, 2 hours. Come on.
Dude, and I'm so ready. Dude.
Well, we'll see. It always ends up being vibes. Sometimes I go into it, and sometimes I don't.
Well, yeah, my buddy who does VOD reviews with me as well. He just sent me his he films our calls as well and posts them to YouTube, and he just sent it to me. And it was an hour and 30 minutes, and we went over 2 games.
Very good.
Against Rob, and it's like, yeah, it'd be like that.
It do be like that. It's true. Okay, let's see what I can do here. So the only thing is, I'm trying to figure out. I have to share my screen, not play a game.
Did you know what? I also realized that from this moment on, I'm gonna start uploading the VODs I want to show you to YouTube, because I've heard that's a lot easier for people to view stuff.
Yes. Give me a sec here. Sorry, I'm like totally broken. No, I'm trying to figure out how to work the window capture. I have it all messed up. Give me a sec. Boom, boom, boom. I need like, but you can see my screen, right?
Let me back out because let's see, because it's not. It's just showing me like a blank
Oh, it's just you. Okay, hold on.
desktop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, now you should be able to see.
Okay, there I am. Yeah, there I am. Or there the VOD is.
Wait, how do I make you like? Oh no, hold on. Give me a sec. I need to figure out how to make this work. This will be better. Hold on. Go like this, and then I go like this. Technology. I want to get the green box, the green highlight around you, and that's what's important.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise, if they
Oh
can't see
yeah,
it,
so
they
that
can't. They
people
don't know that you're talking, and then they're like, "Who the heck is this guy?"
they can see me speak.
Yes. Okay, there we go. I think I got you now. All right.
Hello, hello, hello.
Wunderbar. All right. So I also need to make sure that I have it centered around our good old match, which I also don't have centered. Okay, great. Hello? Where's this one? What? There we go. Okay, I fixed it. All right, everything is fixed. Okay, so, all right. This matchup, I do think we lose, but I don't. Most of the time, it's okay. Mithra's really the problem. Pyra is awkward, but I think the main thing to keep in mind is that for a lot of her stuff, like, it does have a decent amount of startup or is pretty punishable. There are some moves that are exceptions in terms of like how punishable they are, but it's also like let's say for example down air is not that punishable on hit, but the setup is very obvious. And so
Yeah.
I guess the main thing to really keep in mind against Pyra is don't roll in. That's probably a good start. So take your time kind of like getting the positioning. Against Mithra, you generally have to try your best to kind of wall her out and prevent her from getting like cleanly spaced against you. Her Nair is basically always going to be -10. So that's pretty good for us because we get to Nair it.
For Pyra?
For Mithra, sorry.
For Mithra.
The Mithra Nair, because they approach with that a lot. That's like almost always -10. So you can shield grab or you can Nair it pretty easily. And then you really want to take advantage of the recoveries, which we'll get into as well. But that's another aspect that's pretty big in this matchup.
Another thing to mention for this specific setup or for this specific set, there is an emotional aspect to the gameplay that we should like that I just want you to like maybe be an eye on. The guy was like very annoyed by fighting me.
Okay.
And I don't know why specifically he was pissed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was maybe something happened before bracket or whatever. So that factors in to how this set goes as well, because he starts playing more pissed off. And I think he like I think I audibly heard him yell about orbital. So like I started using it more.
Yeah. In this matchup,
so
it's actually very punishable in this matchup, but only if they know. Does he know?
Yeah, that's a key. Yeah, I just didn't know.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you got to tap into that. All right, so we'll take a look here. PS2 is a perfectly fine pick. And yeah, it's basically like a large portion of the match that's going to be tricky is definitely Mithra's speed on the ground is definitely much faster.
Yes.
And her burst range is also huge. We've talked about spacing cushion before, but the main idea behind it here is that usually you want to play like just outside of the burst range, but against a character like Mithra, you have to play a little bit inside it because you're giving up way too much ground if you play completely outside of it. But now you have to kind of, I guess, almost kind of compensate for some of the speed that she has by making sure that she can't get close enough to you. So using stuff like forward air or down tilt are usually quite good, or otherwise try and bait her into some sort of laggy option that you can work off of. So for example, catching like a dash attack or a nair in or something like that, but it does mean that you're going to have to be able to shield it, right? Most of the time, at least. Yeah, so that's all true, of course.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, it all comes off of essentially not able to kind of wall her out. You get a chance with a forward air, you back off, so that's fine. Spacing is all right at the moment, but you are kind of cornered, so you try to kind of take more space forward. You look to be pretty aggressive here. I don't know if you were planning on going all the way or if this was going to be a nair pretty shortly afterwards.
Probably an error.
Either way, she's equipped well enough to be able to stuff that out, right? So the idea with her option of what she's trying to do in this space here, when you both are at this sort of mid range, she's going to address this spot here rather than attacking you directly, right? And you could technically have done like a short hop forward air into the same spot as well too, but her commitment level to the same option, like same space, is lower, right? It's not that hard for her to just do like a short hop back air. If it whiffs, she's landed pretty much right away because she's a fast faller. So it's quite free for her to do in that sense. But yeah, some damage there. Getting off of ledge can be annoying, and yeah, so you did a good fair landing there. But now she's cycling all the way through. So now here comes the fun part, dealing with Pyra. So if you do end up shielding against Pyra, she can use down throw, right? Grab down throw.
Okay.
And that'll obviously be able to combo for a good percent up until probably like just before kill percent. It starts not working anymore.
Right.
And so after that, it's just for positioning purposes. But the main idea, I would say, you don't typically want to be stuck in shield against her, so you typically want to be a little bit further away. You'll have to be careful because at mid range, she can use side B to kind of just like chuck it out there, and our reflector sucks. So,
yep. Stay tuned for that. You just did some great foreshadowing. You don't even know it yet.
Okay, good conversion off of that. But yeah, for example, like this here, so this isn't actually like this isn't the best spaced dare, right? It can definitely be spaced so that you can't shield grab it, but also it can be timed well enough that it's safe on safe on hit that they could spot dodge this. But in certain instances, like for example this one, you're able to get a punish off on it, so it's good to open them up off of that, right? Potentially a very good situation here. Dare's fair enough. So the thing is, basically, what would be preferable in this situation when you get this arrow is to be able to catch it before they land, right? So you barely catch it, but they've landed, so they get their jump back, which is why. I don't know. I don't know if you were planning to get your, or if you thought that they had it.
I didn't even consider. That's so wow. That's so simple, but that's huge. I never even considered that when they land, they're getting their jump back. So when I was going for that forward smash, I wasn't thinking about that. I was literally I waited even a bit. I was like, oh, I'm just wanting to hit this. But if we hit them before that, then they're even in a worse spot. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's also in terms of risk and reward for here if you're Pyra. In terms of trying to get a hit on you, if I wanted to try and get a counter hit in this disadvantageous spot, if I wanted to actually get good mileage out of it, probably the best place for me to do it would be to get like a dare low to the ground here versus in the air. In the air, I might be able to earn all of my space back, but it probably would just be a single hit, right? So like a forward air or a nair or something like that, right? But the idea is that if you end up being able to call out this space, you send them out from this position without a jump, and so it kind of cleans up the edge guard more simply. You can still cover it the way that you did. This is still fine, right? But like I said, the jump comes back, right? So now you have to kind of push a little more. You use arrows to try and kind of, again, take the jump away, which is fair, right? It's a good idea. How I like to sort of do this, though, so I mean, the arrows I probably would still do, but the main idea is at ledge, I kind of treat it like cloud up B. I don't know if you know the process that I do for cloud up B, but the main idea is I try to put a very active hitbox right in front of here, because if it hits on the rise up of the move, they probably die. So I usually drop down with a Nair. And the difference between Pyra and Cloud is that it is not nearly as easy for Pyra to get a hit on the way up. So it's usually a lot harder for them to avoid the Nair, but you have to set up the timing for it, right? So for example, when you did this arrow here, you could potentially short hop up here and then just kind of drift down with a Nair to catch that sort of rising action. And if it hits them without a double jump, like at this percent, they die. Right? Gotcha. So Dare is still reasonable, but it's a tighter window to be going for, if that makes sense, right? Finding a way to use something that's much more active like Nair will give you a chance to take it more reliably. Yeah, low on shield.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to disengage.
Yeah. So this here, again, think about the startup of the moves that Pyra has, and a lot of times her just swinging at random in these situations would be really bad if it misses. So it's usually pretty good to try and kind of at least poke a little bit with stuff like up air and whatnot to chase, right? You get an opportunity here off of dash attack, but you don't really push it any further, right? And if you're not comfortable with challenging them directly, you can still get into a space where at least their landing gets covered, but you're like steering completely clear of it, right?
Yeah, I think the fear was because I'm at high percent. I'm not wanting to die, but I think that further highlights my lack of familiarity with the matchup.
Yeah,
because I should be comfortable enough to know, like, okay, cool. If I position myself here, as long as I'm in shield, they can't can't just kill me.
Well, I'd say Dare Up Smash starts to become a thing, like a spiking, grounded spike Dare Up Smash is probably on the table from like 60%. At this percent, I think it would still connect, but if you got dared in the air, like again, it's not very easy for them to convert off of in that sense.
Yeah.
So yes, it would suck as a trade or would suck to get beaten cleanly out. But again, you can figure out how you want to space around it. You can figure out, for example, do you want to press onwards? Do I want to just kind of like jump into this space or just take space here, try and wait to see what they're doing, right? Just stop here. And then, for example, if I see a jump, then maybe I might want to jump up and try and throw an up air out or something, kind of like in this area, I guess. Like jump, double jump, whatever the case. Figure out how much commitment I want to do here, but the idea is not let them land for free because you end up backing off. They throw a dare in a space, but the way that the dare was timed was to cover this range here, right? If you had been up here throwing out a move, you would have been safe regardless because that's not where the dare was being thrown, right? And if the dare misses at this range, they've now swung and then they're on their way down, right? So with no hitbox. So it's pretty risky if they do it that way. But yeah, that's just an opportunity to get a little more mileage out, right?
Love that.
Yep. No.
So I went for that orbital because I was so certain in that moment that this was gonna hit them.
Yeah.
Why didn't it?
I think it despawned before it hit them.
I literally only went for that. I was like, oh, dude, he's not going to expect for that to hit him, and I'm about to be able to get back on ledge for free. Yeah. And then when I realized it didn't hit him, I panicked.
Yeah. If it was closer, right? If you had been like here, then it probably would have traveled enough distance to hit. But the thing is, some projectiles will like only travel a set distance even if they're reflected. I don't really know how the properties work and which moves are like that, but the idea is that sometimes we'll reflect it and then it stops short of them and it's like, haha, I got you.
Yeah, I was pretty not thrilled about that.
What's up, Paulo? Yeah, the reverse up B is tough too, right? Because it's like right there next to ledge, but because you're facing backwards, you can't grab. So, I mean, hey, at least you were at 127, but the idea is that one, you could have flipped it around. I know you probably intended to. Otherwise, you could have dropped maybe a little bit more. I think you probably still had another jump to work with at least. Yeah, so this is one. Sure. Or sorry, you reset on the ground. Yeah, so you had all your jumps to work with here.
Yeah. Skill issue.
Yes. All right, this could be big. Nice, good catch on the roll, and good setup positioning. This can probably still be rolled out of, but it was like you set up well, and it covered 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 4,
Mhm.
or sorry, 3 out of 4. I'm changing my
Right?
fractions.
Yeah,
It's
because
left, neutral, get up, and get up attack would all be covered by this. Roll to the right might not have, but I'd say that like 75% coverage is pretty good. If you wanted to cover all of it, you'd have to be just ever so slightly more to the right, but this is fine, right?
right.
I'm not talking badly
But
about it,
it's
and you get a
no,
chance to
but it's good to
charge.
yeah, and it's good to know that we can tighten up in some ways,
Yeah.
like, even a little bit.
Yep. Okay, this could be huge. Yep, push. It's a good time to push. Unfortunately, nair moment,
Yep.
but not over.
Let's try it again.
All right, yeah, catch that. And the reason why we sometimes watch out for so the other thing that you got to watch out for, yo, what's up, Spike, is when you do these sort of kind of situations, waiting out. Like I said, I do a lot of this as well too. So don't get me wrong. At this percent as well, it's still going to be hard to convert, even if you steal the jump. You'd have to catch them really early, like up here or something. But when you're waiting for that sort of landing situation, there's a good chance as a move you're going to have to be playing around as well too. So again, nair is pretty big, and so the idea is that as they land, they'll drift over here. But if they had chosen to throw out a nair, it would cover this area here, which I can't really see where. Yeah, you end up waiting out to do a dash grab, for example, right? But in that specific situation, then it might have to be more kind of hitbox based, or you'd have to take up more space, like try and kind of be a little more lateral with the movement, potentially. Right, so like there, for example, when they end up landing with a nair instead, you end up having to overcompensate a fair bit. You weren't quite in a position or a spot where you wanted to really kind of like throw it out. Big thing about this one here, if you actually wanted to get more mileage out of this, is you do a fast fall here. If you didn't fast fall, you probably still could have bared this.
Ooh, okay.
Because you can take better advantage of the drift that you're using at the time. And so you can just kind of drift out, right? They throw this nair out, and then you could potentially back air right into that space, right? Alternatively, this could be a forward air too, same deal, but they basically accomplish the same thing. Back air is a safer and a little bit easier to pull off version.
Makes sense.
Good DI in. You just want to mix up DI against them because it can't really escape. I guess a DI in might be able to get you out of some of the early damage. So, because they can only really get an up air off. All right, I think that's no jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, we can just see they pushed on, right, to try and put on some pressure, but then they already used a double jump, and you caught them with that, so they're just dead there. Generally, how I like to punish this is I do like to kind of hop where you are and come in with a fair or dare, one of the two, just because when you're up here, it's pretty hard for them to hit you. Sometimes you can wait it out to try and like punish after the fact, but there's extra drift at the end of the move, so that's why it's better to just not be in the way.
Yeah.
Or otherwise you can spot dodge, I think, the last bit of it. But if you try to unshield and punish, I tend to miss.
Hit,
I just tend to miss the after punish. Yeah, if you unshield midway through though, yeah, you'll get hit. And so again, if you take a look at the sort of pressure here, so obviously, yes, you're you're playing aggressive with the movement, but there's no hitbox behind it, right? So they get to take their turn again, even though you're in a good spot, right? So you're moving into locations where a hitbox on your end will be helpful for you, but there is no hitbox on your part to follow up here, right? Oh yeah, and then they stab you there. Now, if the Pyras actually, if they know this matchup well, what can happen is as you descend down with these orbiters, they can go underneath you and charge neutral B. And what that basically does
Ooh.
is if you keep holding it, the neutral B gets stronger, so then it'll break and hit you after orbiters, or they can just release kind of like on reaction, right? And so basically that's the counter to
Um,
the general
I
counter
hope
to
people do,
down B.
I hope most people don't know about that.
Yeah. Also, they can just stab with the up air like that too, but I mean, a little more precise. Youch. Yeah. And the best thing, like the other thing that's also important is you don't want to panic too much in
Yeah,
disadvantage against. Okay, yeah. This is
yeah.
a timing
Did you
moment.
rewind? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's just So yeah, how do we get here?
So the main idea is that
Yeah,
he's just calling out that you're going to do an instant recovery here, right? But
yeah.
the idea is that, again, like, I think in these situations, especially when you know that this dare could kill you, you may as well just wait out to see what they're going to try and do here, right? Rather than try and kind of, I guess, um, do something quickly.
That makes sense.
Sorry, do you need a sec?
No, sorry. No, sorry. You're good.
You all good? Okay. Um, yeah. So when in this situation, when you get knocked away, you already took a turn trying to prevent them from pushing further, right? By shielding, right? So then the next part, you can't really extrapolate as much, but the idea is that they would have been like around here or something. So yeah, it's a pretty reasonable spacing to have to watch out for because they could run off, they could jump in place like they did here, right? They could dash back, but you may as well just wait to see what they do. So you, like I said, you have lots of jumps here. You can kind of stall and then try and kind of like up B based on the timing, right? If this for example had been the Rob matchup, you still probably would have had the same outcome happen to you, where they just do a
Yep.
dare in place and they catch this early recovery. So yeah.
Stage wise, I think he banned both the battlefields, which I was shocked by, and
Mm-hmm.
then some other stage. Because usually I'd go to battlefield. So I
Mm,
just went to Hollow. I like Hollow a lot. But I was shocked he didn't. I'm shocked he didn't. I'm shocked he banned the battlefields.
mm-hmm. I think the one thing you have to watch out for Hollow on this, or like Smashville and Hollow in this matchup, is usually Pyra can swing through these platforms, and the worst part with this
Oh.
platform, it also works on Town and on PS2. They can do a landing dare and they can combo like from it, so they can hit you like underneath the platform here with their dare while they're still on top here, and then combo it into up smash at the right percent.
I don't love that.
Well, they like it though. But yeah, that's something to watch out for. So the thing is, they can kind of like plat camp a little bit, but obviously it depends on whether or not they actually take advantage of that. Fun fact:
Okay.
there's a little bit about that in the VOD review that I'm doing for Kakaribi.
Oh, nice. Question. I realized something that I keep doing, and I don't know if this is bad, is that once I start getting blown up by Mithra, I go to ledge to avoid getting combo to hell. Is that fine at lower percents? Obviously, if I'm at 40 or lower, like I can get killed by Pyrodare, but I'm just trying to figure out ways to minimize taking percent, and I'm realizing that was one of like my solutions, but I don't know how viable that is.
Well, let's put it this way: if you lose an interaction against Mithra trying to land, how much damage do you take?
If Sorry, repeat the question.
So let's say like I don't know. Let's say you get opened up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait for you to get opened up.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that was just 8%, but so generally it would be something like the down throw fair that we'll see here. So I'll just wait for that. So 12% to 19 to 29, so 17%. If you try to, let's say, jump into Mithra's airspace and you got forward aired, that would be like what, 8%? or something like
Yeah.
that. Against someone like Mithra, especially at like lower percents, I think it's probably worth it to at least just try it, just to see if you can get even footing quickly. Um, Obviously, you want to try and find a way to land to the side of them, not directly on them, unless you're planning
Yeah.
on trying to like kind of mix through. Maybe you're trying to do like a multi-hit move or something to catch them off on the pressure, the counter pressure. But the idea is that by going to ledge here, you're going to be playing neutral against Mithra while you're at ledge, right? So I think it's probably easier for her to maintain this position versus the versus when you have like full stage control, or maybe not full stage control, but you have the ability to land on her.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that she could take better advantage of it. In that sense, this was pretty good, not bad at all.
Thank you.
So you got it there, and then read the red no option.
The venue goes wild.
Yep. Oh gosh. Okay, also, you know what? I'm going to give you a live and learn moment because it's going to happen to you eventually. So, I mean, one, obviously there's dare up smash. You know about that, right?
Yes.
But the other one that you're also going to have to learn, so at very low percent, like around like 20%, Pyra can throw out side B, right, and hit you, and do a read to like basically you pressing no button into F smash, and it kills at ledge at like 30. So
I didn't get hit by that, but I
yeah,
absolutely
so
could get hit by that.
something to watch out for. I've definitely gotten hit by it before, but that's a little matchup check.
That's not great. I totally would get hit by that too.
Yeah, and then you would be like, man. I had that set. Okay, yeah, so you see, I think you had a fair idea here. So the idea is that, like, if this hit, then you're able to send off stage. Some might say it's true. But yeah, I mean, the reason why it didn't work out in this case is because you kind of swapped priorities here. You swapped, so you're drifting out here to potentially follow up here, but got a little bit too close when you decided to back off, right? So because you did that, their drift kind of outdrifts you. To be fair, you could have drifted back a little bit further, but you're probably trying to avoid turning around. But in this case, turning around or throwing out an up air or something instead when you're more out of position is probably more reasonable. Either that, or you choose to kind of drift a little less here, right, to try and kind of wall out, right, stick closer to the stage, and then that's basically just a matter of inches here from it dropping. You watched my set against Tickle from a couple years ago the other day because you were curious about the Aegis matchup versus Pit. Unfortunately for Tickle, it's mostly Pyra Pit. He's a Pyra main. so it doesn't, it's not a perfect showing, but he is very good. So
he just locks in Pyra.
Well, he just most people give him a hard time because he plays way too much Pyra.
That's very funny.
It's just like a comfort thing, but it's really funny, and so then that's why people just call him a Pyra main.
That's very funny. I love that.
But the other thing is, like, because he's more comfortable, it tends to work out better. So
yeah.
So again, same sort of idea. You don't necessarily need to go out there. So this is like maybe you were trying to force a jump here. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was the thought.
Unfortunately, they chose their option already.
Yeah.
And so I think the main idea here, like if you were going to do that, there was an opportunity to do it earlier, like here.
Yeah.
Right now, when there wasn't any commitment. But the idea is also to cover this same sort of drift trajectory. You'd have to be starting from more or less on stage because you can't get into position fast enough, as you can see here, right? So you lose the opportunity. You do recover, but again, same sort of thing. And then same sort of thing here. Rather than going for dare, what I prefer to do is I just wait here, and I would basically just drop down with a nair. Right, so basically I'd try and figure out the timing for when they have to do that up B, and if I catch them with a nair here, they probably die, or otherwise I can extend, like find a quick like arrow or back arrow or something and seal it. Yeah, nair's really good against pyro recovery and against like cloud too, but similar types of recovery, right? That one's a tricky one to deal with because they did a good job kind of picking an angle that was a little harder for you to deal with. Though, to be fair, because they do this air dodge, um, no, I think the arrow is a pretty reasonable decision. And then from here, when they choose to swap, this is probably a situation where I would just press, full press, to try and figure out kind of where they'd go. But
Yeah,
it's tricky. Yeah, and then they just called out the space that you were drifting.
That was a fair, right?
Yeah, this is a fair. You tend to try more dare against Mithra. Yes, that's fair. But
I know it's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
fair.
yeah. It's
Or
dare.
dare.
It's dare. But
Thank you.
I guess the one thing, so you have to watch out for Mithra up B, because if it's able to snap, they can hit higher than you can and very safely. So that you can't really dare. If they miss the sweet spot, then it's definitely possible to challenge in some respect. So whether you're using dare, nair, fair, like any of them, but you have to force the respect or take their jumps so they can't get close enough to the stage. But if you can do that, then you can definitely hit Mithra with a lot of the other hitboxes that you may not need as much against Pyra. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that Pyra fair is pretty big. So
Yeah.
So you can see it like hit down there, and then basically would hit quite a bit higher still. So over here, I tend to follow this up with a down tilt at this percent because it can pop up and then I can up air.
Ooh, okay.
Most people end up DIing in, but not always. But I mean, you can check, right? But the idea is that this is potentially convertible.
Yeah, that's important. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ugh.
a little bit of some downtime there near ledge. They're getting the 2 frames, I will say that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, that was unfortunate on their part, but it was
they lost a
partly
double jump,
partly
yeah.
from your delay as well too. They were trying to really time it around your jump, and you did a good job stalling out, picking an
Woo!
awkward angle.
Okay, I have a question because I'm now that I'm watching the set. Because I'm a scrub, my favorite way to approach is rising nair, and he
Yeah.
was really good at shielding that. My fear was that okay, cool. My next safe approach option that I feel good about is grab, but because Mithra is so fast, I don't feel confident in getting in and getting a grab. So then my question is, what are oh great, and then sorry, I'm like working through this as I'm thinking, and I'm like okay cool. Well then my next approach option could be bear, short hop bears, but they can catch me with like dash attacks if I'm jumping, and I don't feel comfortable with down tilt as well because they're faster. So I guess my question is, what are my good approach options in this matchup? Because my the one I naturally use, which is Rising Nair, is not getting a lot out of it.
Well, I think most of our approach options are pretty good in this matchup.
Just me about utilizing them better.
Pyra does have footstool dare out of shield, but again, that depends on the Pyra.
Yeah.
So it can be very punishing to hit directly on shield and land next to them. But in theory, you could be layering this nair. You could be following up, for example, like if it's point blank like this, and you realize that okay, they shield this nair and keep shielding it, rather than nairing again, you could just go straight up into a grab, right?
Right.
You could cross up on this instead to go behind them. The idea is that, like, yeah, most of the time, grabs are pretty laggy. So in this game, or at least how top players end up using it, is it's kind of more as a mix-up, unless it's essential to their character's kit. And so even if you're just kind of chipping away on their shield, that still is okay. Overall, as long as you're not kind of giving up stage positioning while doing it, right? And then the other idea is that for Pyra here, her out of shield is not going to be supremely fast. She does have a decently fast upbeat, but not super fast. I think it's like probably like frame 10 if I was to take a guess. I don't really know though. No, frame 13. Look at this. That's pretty slow out of shield, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Her fastest out of shield against you is shield grab at 11.
Good.
Right? So that's potentially a problem for her.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about Pyra. It's Mithra that I'm like, what am I supposed to do against you? Like approach wise. I think I'm just nervous that similar to Fox, like when I first started fighting Fox, it was like, oh man, if I mess up with approach option, I can take 50.
Well, again, not the fastest out of shield either. Like your Nair is again pretty good. Because it's -6. So again, 9, 10, 11, 10. If you do fair, still fast enough. So Paulo, to answer your question, I think falling fair is pretty good in this matchup, especially against Mithra. That's a character where I think that you want to use it more because it's active, and you have to block out some of Mithra's aerial space so that she can't get in on you. Thank you, Jason, for the no talent. I'm trying my best. We could probably what we could do after this is we can watch some of my gameplay probably, if that works for you, because I probably have a little bit that I can show off of this. Okay, good back air. I can combo. You miss me, I miss you too, man. So this, I mean, you obviously can extend this further into a down air, but I think you know that. All right, no jump. This is a situation where I'd probably check to see where they're going to end up after this nair. But based off of this height, I would probably follow up with like a fair. If they were a little lower, then I might dash attack to just kind of send them off stage. But yeah, you had a chance to take this further, but you don't. Okay. So now we return to neutral.
Pointing that out, that's helpful.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is you're bad.
and that works.
Thanks, man. Alright, yeah, and then you gotta watch out for these sometimes. Okay, fun one for this one, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you get really comfortable with the matchup. If you see them do like the up B in place kind of thing, and you're like you see them do it again from ledge over and over kind of thing, if you're chilling here, you can parry the downwards and then down smash them.
I funny enough did that to Kirby in this same
bracket.
Yeah,
you can do that to Kirby.
Yeah, and it was funny. I only went for it because I was angry about being in bracket or whatever, and I did it, and I went for it. I was like, oh wait, cool, this works.
Yeah. Also, Jason, that's the only reason why that matchup Kirby Pit isn't -4 for Pit. I'm just gonna say that Kirby's broken.
Yeah, J-Jaw's done some not great things.
Yeah. Yeah, so then the thing is, when you do end up having to sort of like play the defensive against Pyra, it can get a little dangerous. So this, they kind of caught you. You were forced to do an option at that %, so that's why they sometimes do up throw, up throw, but no true follow up, so they have to read you. The funny thing in that matchup is reflecting Pyra's side B. Yeah. If only it was a little bit more consistent. You have to catch it very early in the startup. All right, this is good. This should be a stock, by the way. Yes. Okay, good.
I heard you from the future and converted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was basically that. And then you did a good job just using the arrows. Lots of ways you could have taken that down. Okay. Yeah, and the thing that's also problematic, I guess the one thing that's kind of problematic about Nair is you'll get hit by the sort of scrub Nair, where it's like you do it and it doesn't hit, and then you're in like the the end lag of the move, like you're still going.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I like forward air, because you can use it as a falling aerial, and then basically if it whiffs, it's a little bit smaller of a window for punish. Plus, it's kind of occupying this space in front, so when you land, it takes up this space, and then you can shield pretty quickly, so that if they kind of come in on you, you're defending quick. Ooh. A little bit more cleanly, this turns into a down tilt or jab.
Yeah.
But at the height that it hit, it would have been pretty hard to make it clean enough because it was a pretty early fair. So you could have potentially fast fallen this, but I don't know if it would have been true. If it had been slightly more delayed, though, or closer to the ground, then you get a full follow-up. Yeah, close. This one is close, but it's just a little bit off on the timing. So you see the down smash, but the idea is that if you know the end leg of this move, then you know that you probably won't, like, you won't be able to get there in time. And so in these sort of situations where you know I can't make it, that you should instead prioritize good spacing for that next interaction. Because if you still swing, then you can get countered, right? For example, he could like spot dodge here or something and then get around your option. Or he could jump and then nair on you for doing that option, right? Kind of thing. So, something like that. Yeah, he won't hit those.
Yeah, dude. I was like, listen, I wasn't even supposed to make it this far in bracket. Whatever. Yeah, top cut qualifier. Yep.
I feel like you weren't ready to land as early as you did here.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't.
That was a Zach Ray. That was a Zach Ray follow up.
Yeah.
by Zach Ray follow up. Okay, hold on. Like,
yeah, him missing it.
I wonder if I can find the clip that I'm looking for. Hold on, watch this. I wonder if they uploaded it. If they didn't upload it, then I'll look really stupid. Oh no. Is it not out yet? Oh no. There was this one that he did versus MK Big Boss. When he played him at Kaguribi. Yeah. And bro totally like he did up tilt drag down nair up smash, right? But he totally whiffed the nair auto cancel, and he like fast fell nair hard landing lag and then up smashed, and it hit MK Big Boss still, and everybody's like, oh, and I'm like, this is so off, like this is not even close to true.
Dude, but it's the Zach Ray effect.
It's the Zach Ray effect. He did it, so it's cool. Yeah, but awesome. That being said, aside from that part, aside from the slight mold, even when it's not 100% true, you can still go for it sometimes, because it just like throws people off. They're like, wait, what's happening? Right? Yeah. But that's usually like an indicator of like, oh, this guy doesn't know the matchup like as well, or has never seen that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like over respecting Pit. Youch. 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 So, okay, one thing on this one. So you get launched, but again, note your drift, so you kind of just drift straight in. And the idea is you decide to let go like right here in a spot where they can hit you. So if you wanted to let go, then you'd probably have to be like out here or something, or you just keep holding it on your way down to like kind of sneak under, right? But I'm fairly sure you got stabbed there. And then a nice thing about back air actually in this matchup, especially against Pyra, is you can see that they try and kind of aggressively take the option, but you just like get around it and it's chill, right? So this aggressive option is maybe not the greatest for them, especially when they do it like a fast fall like this, because there's a lot of landing lag. So it's usually pretty easy for you to get a punish after the fact. They usually have to get it out of a full hop to make it truly hard to punish. So when it's a short hop like that, there's usually some risk involved. That one did cover everything, but it was only going to be... sorry?
Well, and also rewind. I personally think when I grabbed him, so he does this side beat, and I grabbed him. I think when I grabbed him, he should be getting hit by the little flame sword he has.
That's fair.
I think he should be. I think instinctively my brain told me to hold it longer because I was like, oh, this will hit him.
Yeah,
Like, that's not how that would have worked at
that's
all.
fair. So in this situation, there's a couple of things we can talk about actually as well too. So when it sends up, you know that it's going to turn into a tech chase. So that's why you kind of like fake as if you're going up there and then drop down to do the up smash thing. Now, in terms of overall punish, if you wanted to go for an even harder punish, you would go for.
Hold on. Let me see if I can guess. Okay.
Yeah.
At that moment, okay, great. So we get
say
here.
nothing.
I think a jump, landing nair to pop him up into a grab, and then grab and then do whatever. So right here, is it jump, landing nair to grab?
You could do that. That is not the one I'm thinking of, but it is possible to do that.
Is yours jump, like short hop onto the plat, down tilt?
Well, you can't short hop on here. You'd have to full hop.
So full hop onto it and then down tilt.
You could do a down tilt like that. What I would do instead, though, especially at this point, if I know that it's going to turn into a tech chase situation, the major issue here, and the reason why it's kind of a problem right now, is the fact that they're not at high enough damage for me to kill yet, right?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to get more damage, I'd have to go in. The thing that I do know is that they are going to most likely land on this platform. So what I would probably do is I would do a double jump, so full hop double jump, and I would dare lock or try to dare lock here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Basically assume that they're going to be in this spot. The reason why I usually tend to go for dare lock is it's around the same timing as tech in place. And so the idea is that if I hit that spot, I cover 2 out of the 2 out of the 4 options available there. But the idea is that if I time it well on that sort of neutral tech in place, I can still react to the other 2. So I can cover all of it. But the idea is if I get a dare lock in place, I can potentially get another dare, and then I probably get a chance to do like an F smash or something, and I might even kill. But that would probably be the hardest punish available. The way that you did it is pretty safe, right? So there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. But the idea is that the overall punish once they land on the platform, they're at 81, and this does about 11%, right? So even an up air would have probably done more damage if you think about it.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's still a good spot to be in because as you can see, right, like after this, they get launched up. You wait, you track them, you still get to send them off stage. So this is still fine. But then again, you're looking to aim for a down air, which is a lot tighter of an option. So again, something like a nair at ledge. Especially at this stage here where you see how basically they have to double jump at some point. You forced no double jump. So now at this point, you just kind of have to occupy this space and then time the nair. And if you get it, then they probably die.
The moment I stop going for dare for every offstage interaction and start going for falling nair, I jump up 3 spots in the PR immediately.
It's good in other matchups too. Like Palu is a good matchup for it too, to cover the teleport.
I'm literally only going for dare because it feels better. Like
I know you like. I listen. I've been there. I had that moment. I had that phase in my career. It happened in Smash 4 though, for the most part, where it was like dare equals good. Yeah. just the spike, right? I don't know if it's like a casual thing where it's like you start out and you're just like I want to feel that dunk, you know?
Yeah,
right.
It feels better. Like a nair feels like I gimped you. A dare feels like I killed you.
Yeah. Well, if you dare, it's like the Venom meme, right?
Yes.
Right. And you're like, rah.
Yeah, but there's more optimal ways to be doing this.
There are more optimal ways to do it, and the major thing for us here as pit mains is that dare window is very tight. So that's why it's not as easy as that. Actually, he was not dead if he SDI'd down, courtesy of Razy.
Wait, is Razy in the chat?
No, Ray's not in the chat, but
Oh,
but
okay.
I was when he mentioned it, like the first, like the times that we've been doing pip ponders,
Yeah.
when you SDI down on this, I guess it was really high percent, but I think it was bad DI too here. But the gist is that SDI down like severely nerfs the strength of this move.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us. And then you get caught dashing
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But look at them. Watch them here. So you're at 103, but watch what they're doing. Just watch them.
I wonder what he wants.
Right? So he's just throwing moves, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty annoying.
No, but the point of what I'm getting at here is the only way that you lose your stock is if you run into this. Right?
Yeah, yeah. So that I just need to not do that. Yeah.
So some patience would get you out of that
let's-
situation.
So let me ask. So then let's go take that interaction again. So then what should I do? I'm at 100. I don't want to die. He's throwing out his kill moves. Do I just stay in one place and just?
Well,
My thought would be to like hit him with little arrows eventually, like to kind of move and like take ledge and like pepper him with arrows until I can make him fall enough to like do a dash attack and then convert. But is there like a better way to handle this, like these situations?
No, I mean that's potentially possible. I mean, there's a couple things. So let's just say the main part is to steer clear of danger lanes or like danger areas. So if someone is using an aerial, the easiest place that they're going to hit an aerial is if they're hitting you in the air.
For more pro tips.
Yeah, for more pro tips, yeah. But in this situation, you're on a platform, right? But let's just say that this is also kind of like being in the air, right? So it's quite easy for him to throw like an aerial like that, to follow up by trying to throw an aerial here and stuff like that. But the idea is that he's swinging, bro, right? So unless he's doing it like straight on the ground, like the main idea is he's just trying to find like you out of position trying to come in on him, right? But a lot of these have had an opportunity to punish after the fact. If you don't feel comfortable, then don't bother, right? Because you don't want to have this go wrong. You definitely can survive a hit here. It's just that you got caught DIing in. But if you want to avoid a hit, then you could play it patient with like arrows. You could, for example, set up with like back air or forward air to just try and take advantage of the horizontal spacing some more. But try and like get a whiff punish going is probably what I would be looking for myself. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I would force a whiff punish on literally all of these, right? If I'm not in a good space for it, then I won't commit like you did here, right? I'll just hold up. But eventually, if he slips, then I'll get a chance, right? Oh yeah. So this one here, because it's very low percent, and also because you hit it from kind of far away, this is just a dash attack.
Yeah, makes sense.
You needed to hit it a little bit lower to be able to confirm it to grab. I'm hearing someone rant in the back.
I was literally somebody is heated.
Okay, so if this hits you here, by the way, you died probably.
You're dead. Yeah.
So, you know, fun times.
Very elite smash, forward smash, yeah.
Yep. Alright, there we go. This is huge. They have no jump.
Yeah,
or they have to, or rather, not that they have no jump, but they did this, right? And so now they have to use their jump to make it back. Yeah. So you can take the time to use your jump to drop down with an air. No. And instead of getting reversaled.
At least I have a good attitude about it.
Yeah. No. I'm what's it called? This is the hardest I've ever been on VOD
Oh, no,
review.
I'm talking about, no, they're really good. I'm just talking about like I looked at my
Yeah.
face in the cam, and I'm glad I wasn't like molding. I'm glad.
Yeah,
it was, like,
yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
that's good.
oh yeah, I should have been getting hit by.
I think you've made good progress in that regard, right? Because it's just kind of like you understand, like if something happened, it's like okay, yeah, there's probably something I could have done about that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Might be. You're
Yeah,
right.
legit
You're
might
right.
be.
I was out there.
And this is the game where your foreshadowing comes into play.
All right, I'm ready. I'm expecting a nice, clean side B into nothing. No, that shouldn't confirm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does it reach so high? Ah! Weak hit.
Is Battlefield good for them? I don't think I should have maybe taken them to this.
I don't really know, but it could be. It could be good for them. No jump! Commit!
Because the what's it called, the platform extensions. But you're right. I'm really not locking into the double jumps
Okay.
as much as I clearly need to be.
We're gonna play a game. Chat can play the game too. Okay? So so we got a situation here, right? Takes the jump. Alright.
Just nair. Just
What's the
nair,
aerial
nair.
of choice here? Yeah. What should we
Literally
choose?
nair. I could fucking nair and nair back to the ledge if I want. Like it's so free. It's so free.
Okay, what happens if you dare here? What if you hit a dare like here? Does Pyra die?
No, she's still probably fine.
Yeah. So down or away? Which would hurt Pyra more?
Away.
All right, chat. Let's see the answer. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Nair's better there.
Yeah,
but it's basically a lot of characters. Okay, I guess a little tip for this is that a lot of characters that have that like rising up B, kind of like Pyra and Cloud, usually have to try and force this sort of air dodge here because of what we mentioned earlier, like in terms of like Nair sends away, or like basically they don't want you to just like get a free hit on the sweep up. That's what they don't want. So they're trying to force it early because then maybe they might still be able to live off of this. And I will say there is a chance that even with the Nair here, she might still live. But if you like press even a little bit more after that, it probably won't be something she can take care of. She probably will, like you could probably like easily tilt forward into a forward air or something and then just take the stock, right? It'd be over. But yeah. Again, yeah, you're forcing something that doesn't need to be as complicated. And like I said, in terms of whether or not it actually kill at this point, no, it wouldn't, because she would get all the hype back, right? So you wouldn't get a kill off of it. You might be able to combo it into a nair afterwards to read that kind of like high jump, but like yeah, it's extra steps probably. And then this one here, fair instead of up air, but I wonder if you intended to up air. I wonder if it just came out as a fair. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Sometimes this can trade, so it happens, and then you believed. So you believed in down B taketh. All right, huge. All right, fair enough.
Hard raid, yeah.
You're getting good position, like in terms of like where you're choosing to like set up, and you're closing the distance so that they can't land for free. So that's good. All right. Overall, this is pretty good because so even if you get hit here, just a couple things to mention, you end up using a lot of your jumps, but you get to refresh it here.
Yeah.
Because you landed in time, and then you're able to kind of choose an option to try and escape. Now, side B may not be the choice, but
I think that was probably a misinput.
Yeah, but it might have been a misinput. Oh. It's coming.
Yep.
Close. Yo!
Very.
Let's go from downtown.
Legitimately.
Oh, no jump? Okay. You had the right idea. The only thing on this one is that they are closer to the stage. So they can actually get in a lot closer than you think here. If they were over here, then this positioning would have been fine. But because they're closer, that's where the interaction is going to happen. It's happening on stage. So I'm going to show it one more time. Right. So they're just only slightly off stage here. Only slightly. But if they were a little further back, then it's fair. But from here, this is where they're going to wind up. Yo, free punish? Thanks. No jump. Wait, a nair. Wait. Oh my gosh. He almost didn't make it back. Yeah, this one was close, but it was a really good swap on their part here. I guess, yeah, you were sort of expecting them to just go for like up B.
Yeah.
Most likely. But yeah, this was a pretty smart side B. And to be fair, even if they went for an up B here, they would not live like regardless here. They'd have to drift in closer, right? So hanging out out here is a little bit more reasonable because you can react to whatever option they're going to do, like risk-free. The main idea is they lost their jump here, and so what happens is after this, whatever happens, they have to up B, or like they have to choose an option without being able to like adjust positioning, right? Yeah. So if they choose to keep drifting in, it's going to not sweet spot. Or if they choose to do it like from far away, it's still not going to sweet spot. But the idea is that, at least for Pyra/Mythra here, that higher lane will be unchallenged, right? So if you ended up like jumping up here and then kind of sticking around there, you probably would have been able to sneak through it. Or just hang out near ledge, right? F throw. Wait. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I was in a weird. This is uncharacteristically shitty.
Listen, I do it every now and then. It happens.
But twice in a set's kind of crazy.
I remember one time I did horizontal up B off stage and killed myself, like from on stage.
My gosh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough.
Oh, tank it. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, this is pretty good. Good punish. Oh, hit a quick taunt.
Yeah, he taunted on me earlier, and I didn't know why, so I was like, all right, if we're doing that, fine, whatever. Dude.
Yeah. No! The taunt worked. No! Oh gosh. I'm panicking. Like you.
We actually do all right in this moment.
Okay, yeah. No, that's smart. Okay, all right, okay. Close. But yeah, in this situation, because they get a lot of height here, if anything, it has to be an up air, but also can be a little bit risky. $11. All right, where is it? Show me.
He stands up for the fist bump. I was like, no, dude, stay locked.
I've done that before, but on the other side, like I thought I lost, and then I clutch up, but then I go GG's.
The venue wanted it, man, and I'm just chilling. I'm not stressed in this moment.
11. Never mind. You DI'd up.
Yeah, this side B. I was like, oh damn it.
I think you actually could have lived this one. Because I think this is a DI moment. I think if you DI out here, down out and down probably. I think you live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. That's how it goes though. Sometimes we don't got those. But sometimes we do. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at. I'll take my set. Oh gosh. I misspelt it. after trying to respell it a couple of times. Very good. Alright. What is the most recent version I have? 1 year ago. No, probably 2 years ago almost at this point. But that's okay. This should work. It should work. Alright, this is me. Okay. So this is the Pyromane. Also, they use the best skin. So I kind of forget that I'm not supposed to roll in at the start. I'm pretty sure, but I'll get over it. I'll get it around there. All right, good pressure coming through. Ouch! Wait, hold on. I'm in trouble. So if you see here, I kind of am waiting to see what they do, right?
Yeah.
So that I can kind of time my option around there. But I'm at a position where it's not easy for them to just kind of like hit me, right? So like I'm a little low, so it's hard for just like a sweeping fair. Maybe I'm getting a little close here, but if I backed up a little bit more, it still would have been okay. And then this kind of situation, I can tell that they're looking for a dare, so I'm just going to try and make sure I get around that timing. And then I try to do a nair. I do a little up tilt after to try and catch that jump instead. You can see I kind of like am playing it patient, so just waiting for the option. That down tilt is not actually a true punish, but just calling out that they're not shielding.
Yeah. Ooh, good up tilt. Ooh.
I tried.
Can you rewind that again?
Yeah.
Did you just do up tilt to catch roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, bear in mind, I have default controls. I have to turn around and up tilt with my analog stick without tap jumping. Come on.
Listen,
give it to me.
You chose to live this life. We're all looking at you like, why are you doing this?
You're making it harder on yourself.
Yeah, why are you doing this? You have people who love you and care about you.
You don't need to. You're destroying yourself. Oh gosh. All right, I'm living. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, nice roll in. Thanks for the roll in. So the thing is basically like by doing these fairs, what's nice about it in a lot of matchups is you basically force the person out of space. So in this case here, I mean, yes, there's a chance that they could just space around it with like an F tilt or something if they had been chilling over here. But because I forced them to move out of the way here, then I now don't get punished, right? I'm now able to block before it actually comes out.
That makes sense.
And then I die.
Man, he really is a Pyromane, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't worry, we'll see it in game 3. He counterpicks. Probably like game 3. Uh-oh, I got stuck on ledge here. I'm pretty sure I tried to do the thing.
Didn't there, yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know how it be. You know how it be. Except he tried to be aggressive, and then all of a sudden, wait, oh my gosh, the thing! The thing, he has no double jumps, so I just timed the nair. I mean, he died anyways here, but you know.
It sucks, man, because you're not the only coach who's told me this. Like, there's multiple people that are like, wouldn't it be easier if you just? And I'm like, yes, it would be easier, but I don't take the easy route out.
Okay, this is. I don't know who this pit player is, but this is an ass punish. It's bad. Oh, no tech. So at this position here, when I'm chilling down here, I can choose to kind of stall and wait to see where that downer is, and I'm not rushing anything. So I can, for example, see on that one, they just landed with it. So now I just instantly kind of go. Right. They tried to cover that. That was an orbiter's cover on that neutral B. Ow! Never mind, I pressed A.
Wow.
So this one I saw it there. I saw it there and it hit, like it came there, but I don't know if you noticed, I started drifting slightly forward to get around it. That like barely missed. Oh no. Wait, I'm losing. Wait, I rolled in and I got punished. Wait, I'm not gonna roll in again, right? I wouldn't roll in again.
Oh no.
That's why you don't roll in.
Oh no.
So that's what I remembered. Wait, that's bad.
Oh yeah, that's not great.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Oh wait, are we? No, we're still Pyro.
Well, yeah, I know he hasn't had to. Well, I mean, if your main works. Okay, this is actually kind of a crazy conversion. I hate to toot my own horn, but I get hit here. I turn around and jab him.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, I have to say it because this is kind of whack. Oh no! Then I got owned. Oh, got around it.
Yeah.
Okay, this I can tell that there's a lot of lag on this here. So rather than just punishing it instantly, I time my thing so that it's a little bit easier for me to convert. Right? I time it so that it's a nice old landing fair.
That makes sense.
And I'd say another thing that you can really take advantage of in this matchup is you can parry these. And then when you parry it, then you can actually get a punish for like for real. Otherwise you're taking a bit of risk. But uh-oh, I'm okay though. Wait, I'm in trouble. I managed to sneak around it. Wait, hold on. This could be... Wait! Wait, he's dead! I'm sorry.
It's crazy how that works.
I have to... I'm doing... Okay, I don't know if you understand the reason I'm doing it this way. The reason why I say it that way, it's to like... What's it called? It's like triggering brain cells. You know what I mean? I'm stimulating it by like...
Oh, look,
reacting. React gameplay. Or react.
See how well that worked? Do you want to try that?
But the idea is that, okay, so I know here he's going to probably double jump to make it back, right? He has to, essentially, right? So the idea is then it's all about the timing of this option, right? So then watch again. Try and I'll slow it down actually to a slower point. Because I'm also wanting you to see how I sort of set it up, the timing. But he's not going to sweet spot with this Mithra recovery. That's why it's lenient for me, right? So watch. Right? And the hit,
so important.
the hit that actually gets him here, this is the last hit, right? The big hit, right? Because basically I decided, because I play Pit, haha, funny, I'm going to cover all of this like with one hitbox, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Mewtwo down smash, but not as long lasting. But yeah, as a result, then he gets hit by this. And so, yeah, percent, we'll take a look at the percent he was at. So he was at around 90% and didn't make it back, right? But if I hit this, like, depending on percent, I can also just kill a little bit earlier, too. Or sets up into a really bad situation for them. You see, there's pressure on the jumps that you can't just kind of space it free.
Do it for free, yeah.
Wait, no jump. Wait, I definitely did not the greatest of tracking there. Oh, you can see on this one it wasn't off of an up B, but because he dodged this and then double jumps here, I basically am trying to still set up the same thing, right? If this hits here, for example, this might have honestly almost killed.
Yeah.
Right? So. Wait, got away with it. He doesn't know. Hey, this set looks familiar. Nice. Is this the one you were looking at, Felix? And so the main reason why he's getting all kind of like antsy, I don't know if you've noticed it. So you'll see in this next little bit, like he starts playing like super defensive. The main reason that starts happening is because I've basically been blocking all of his options up to this point. And so he's not really been getting free conversions, so he's trying to find some opportunity for me to overextend, right? Get better positioning and stuff like that. So that's how I'm getting a little bit more of a free opening there. Unfortunately, I got pwned. It is the set, nice. And then when I'm right near ledge, I have to be careful because he's definitely going to press on, right? So
Yeah.
Took time. Oh, that was a nice, nice up air. I'm surprised he made it back.
Yeah. Me too.
Dash back. Good luck with that. They're saying I want to see Orbiter reflect side B. Oh, nice side B.
That's the second one.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find the interaction. There's a very fun interaction I posted one time on Twitter. I'm sure you'll like it too. Where is it? Yeah, I found it. Thank goodness there's a media post one. All right, chat, watch this. You want to see why our reflectors are ass? Watch this. So I side B it, it reflects and it completely misses. I take damage. Only like 2%, but what the heck, man?
It's
but I'm ready. So. But yeah. But if you hit it early enough on the down B, then it usually it'll work. But the problem with it is that it still can drop. What's up, Cheetah? Yeah, it's good game design. It can still drop on hitting Pyra, which is kind of cringe because they're supposed to get punished.
Right.
You reflected it. Come on. All right. So yeah, I don't know if you can get the feel from it from watching. Okay, like I said, Pyra main, but if we look about it matchup to matchup here, I don't know if you get the feeling that Pyra's a slower character.
Yes.
And that I'm able to sort of weave around it and kind of, I don't know, take advantage of Pit's speed to really make it kind of hard. That's something that you can keep in mind in this matchup too, is that it's also not super easy for Pyra to get around. The size of the hitboxes is the main issue, right? And the strength behind them, but otherwise, like, they are kind of predictable. Wait, oh my gosh, he's swinging like that other guy.
Hive mind.
Right? How did I punish it? I kind of waited. I did take a little bit of risk there, getting a little close, but then I ended up finding a spot where we're close to each other. I called out the spot and got punished. Wait, I'm punishing the juggles? Or, like, punishing some of the air movement? So I tried. I survived. Obviously, I got hit there on the way up. It's because I did, like, kind of jank. Directional air dodge wall jump. I didn't mean to do that, but it kind of saved my life because I probably would have gotten spiked. Wait, I died. No. Oh my gosh, I jumped into it.
Ugh.
If only I got like an up smash or something.
Jeez, ugh.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Wait, that's
Okay,
it.
this was a really important set for me to see. This is a really no, legitimately. I'm being so serious. This was legitimately very important for me to see.
Wait, a kill.
I'm actively throwing
Yeah.
the entire set.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay, but think about it this way. Okay, everything that you're doing up until that point though is working, right? And it
Yeah.
is actually naturally setting up for the same situation. The only difference is you're just not doing the last option.
Yeah, and the last option is the game winner, which
Yeah.
is the set winner.
Yeah, but as you can see, so basically he gets sent away. At this percent, he lives this. So what I have to do is I have to reset quickly. He has to directional air dodge here because he is not making it back without that, which is why I have time to reset and I have time to get this arrow out, right? That's why. There we go. All right. Still Pyro main, by the way. He was out. I think he played Mithra for like all of 2 seconds last game.
That's crazy.
Oh! Character swap.
Ooh.
So that one wasn't there. That's more so because I'm not in position fast enough. So you can see
Yeah,
that.
and if it hits,
It makes more sense for me to go to Dare here because I'm not going to make it down low enough to get that nair off. So. Oh, bad air dodge. Alright, I tried to just call it out. This is like, what's it called? At this percent, this is low risk, high reward. Because if I catch the jump, he dies, or like it gets close to a kill. He probably doesn't die off of this specifically, but then it's side B territory, and then I just figure out how to get it back. But then the overall punish I take is pretty small. So it's chill. Maybe. I'm kind of taking some damage. Wait. Wait! No. Wait, I'm living. Wait. Patience. I should have rolled in. I wait. Oh my gosh. I'm back. Okay, that was a really bad grip.
Dude, there was 3 earlier today. We have video proof. Me and Q were complaining about it. The flies. That's what happened. They congregated over here, dude.
It's good.
You see, you basically had like nowhere to go for this interaction here. So
Yeah.
basically, it starts off with this. I get this down throw fair. Then I jump here. So you basically like I'm keeping relatively in position with him, so he knows that I can try and reach out with an attack here, right? Which is why he jumps, because he's like, oh crap, this guy's coming for me. But then I decide to hold kind of center stage, right? In case he tries to make this attempt. But because he's in this like jumping arc, now I can try and throw an attack at, right? To be fair, he could have maybe air dodged through here if he like just committed to it. But I cover it there, and then cover this. I get a chance to reset on the platform to get closer. Again, a hitbox here to try and cover a more drift in. But because of the timing of it, I can still follow up fast enough to combo this. So it's kind of a somewhat of a frame trap. Intercept there. Get right in the way. So maybe not the best setup positioning here, right? I might have hoped that he would stay Pyra or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I got up smash out of shield. Hold up.
No, I think it does have like a fronty scoop box.
Wait, that's bad. He's dead. Wait, yeah.
Oof. You should have stayed Pyra.
I know. Yeah, the counter pick wasn't the best play. I actually love Tickle. Tickle's a really fun guy. He's same region as Ouch.
Oh, cool. Alberta?
I'm Alberta. This is
That's why I
BC,
remember it.
British Columbia.
Okay, cool.
There are no British in British Columbia though.
Good.
or not any notable number. At least. All right, back throw. Yes. Oh, that was kind of poor. My bad. I thought he was going to be in front of me. I was probably trying to reset. Ow! Alright, so I just tried to punish it. But if I went for the dare lock here, then I could have potentially have gotten, like, dare, at least back air, other things, right? Sometimes you can do this, but I would say it's a little bit risky because if this is spaced well enough, you actually can't up smash it. But at this height here, there's actually enough time frame that I can actually up smash it out of shield as a punish. It's just frame 6, so it's super fast. A lot of people can't punish it to that speed, which is why Pyra sometimes is like, that's not fair. Again, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I wrote that down of really when they're in disadvantage, like in the air, keep pushing them.
Ow. Ow! Oh gosh. I'm so no!
Ooh.
Wait, why are you greedy? Ow. Okay, hold on. Take it slow. So by using this fair, right, you can see we're both at a, like kind of a mid-range here. Still similar sort of thing over there. Sorry. I missed the button. I guess kind of a distance range here, but then basically we're both entering the same spot. So I just put a fair out here. He thinks it's going to be, I don't know if he maybe thought that it wasn't going to hit me or something, or maybe thought it was a dare, or not dare, down tilt. But yeah, it's active. Usually does a good job in that situation. Over here, you can see I drift out here, so that he can't hit me with this one. But it's the little things. Oh, wait, stop. Oh, I was a little late on the grab. My bad. Up smash? Got him. There's a cool way this ends, by the way.
Bro. Ooh, get faired.
No! I saw it miss and I was like, I'm dead. Oh, this is embarrassing. Ow!
Man, that Mithra character kind of good.
Yeah, Mithra's kind of gamer. I'm not used to such a fast character. Good counter pick. No!
Well, it's not fair because he didn't announce that he was switching.
I know, yeah, he's swapping mid game, not even freaking. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna just mods end the game.
Ooh, rewind that back.
Okay, so we'll get this one because there was some cool stuff too here where I got dare,
so the double dare. Jab to get him up. Jump. Up tilt.
So it actually wasn't true. You can see that he even tries to get a nair out here. So this was not well spaced. But I got it. And then this is also probably not true either. But he wasn't ready. Yeah, you can see that's the second hit. Let me see if I can find the silly one I'm talking about from Mr. Zachary. Where would have been streamed? East Geek Smash 2? East Geek Smash on Twitch? Where was this stream? I need to know because you need to understand why I'm mad. You would get it.
If there's one thing I understand, it's rage.
Where was it? I think it is this. I just have to figure out where it is. Oh, I see MK Leo level 1. Okay, hold on. I'm going to just bring this out. Taikei and Wrath. Okay, this is winner's top 32. There's no way this is... Hello? Wait. You can see where the bracket is. Wait, have they played yet? Where's Zachary? He's underneath! Stop blocking him. I want to see. Please. Wait, where is he? He should be here. Oh, he already played. Oh. Maybe it isn't this one. Wait, where's the level 1? Level 1's down here as well. No! Oh my gosh. Wait, what's this one? No, this is winner's top 64. Dude! Okay, this is a different... It's a different...
I feel like it was on East Geek too, but that could
Maybe
just be...
it's on the YouTube
could...
East Geek. Because there were two different East Geeks.
Yeah. That's the one I got used often.
I'm trying to find it. Because then I can complain. Actually, you know what? That makes sense to me. Oh my gosh, it's time stamped. It's got chapters.
Ooh, heck yeah.
It's not this one. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Oh, this is the main stream. What the heck? Substream. Andres, Onin, Yoshidora. Dude. It's not here. Where is it? Oh, you know what it's on? It's on that. It's on that one.
On that one.
I know what I'm talking about. but you have no idea what I mean. I think it's this one, right? Hold on. No, this is not it. Wait, what? How is it not that one? Kaga Ribi. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Where is it? Oh no. Oh no, I don't know where it is. It's that one other Japanese stream. The one with the other name. Okay, the easiest way that I'm gonna find it is if I go to your channel. And I watch your VOD. No, you don't save them! Okay, no, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. Sorry, this is not even.
I don't think I've posted it. Are you talking about the watch party?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that. I can just throw that up. I'm here now. Log in. Why am I unlogged? Okay, come on, y'all. Why am I not logged in?
Oh yeah, I guess it wouldn't be this. Yeah. Never mind.
Nine, 7, 1, 3, 17.
Okay, there's another way that I can
submit.
Do this.
All right. The 4.5-hour CogVB stream is live.
Okay, let me see.
Publish. Oh, hold on. Wait, I might be lying to you.
You are.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, no, it says it's published.
Maybe it just hasn't showed up on my side.
It's giving me the object. It's giving me the option to unpublish it, which makes me feel like it is published. And then I just sent you a link in your chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. All right, this. Is this going to give me what I need though? Oh. Wait, yes, it will. Okay. All right. The reason why I'm here is the only reason I'm here is because I linked this stream. I think. Yeah. All right, I found it.
Heck yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's in here. This is where the set happened. Yes. Here we go. You can see him here. Now watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Or was this? No, I already missed it. Sorry, it's this one. So bro's playing. All right, fair enough. Whatever. Right. Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. This is not the one he wins. So he gets farmed. All right, fair enough.
I can't believe he lost to Big Boss.
I don't think he was playing his best on this weekend, to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
It didn't look like the best showing against Rob, in my opinion, at least. I know someone else agreed
since
with
he
me.
plays the character.
Sorry, this is what a. Watch this. Okay? Hold on. Let him cook. It might be a bit. I don't remember exactly when it happens, but it's this stock, I believe. Look! Look! He's late! And then he fast falls and he gets landing leg, and everybody's like, "Wow, he's so great."
No, he wasn't late. He was right on time. Not to
MK Big Boss jumped out.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on Twitter.
Does it have chat replay? Hold on. Hold on.
Oh.
You watch all the Japanese people go like "uma," which is like good. He's really good. Hold on. Wait for it to catch up. This is it. Look. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I have to do it.
No, that's funny.
All right, that's all I wanted to show. All right, well, I guess it's been more or less 2 hours. We did go through 2 sets though. 2 sets in 2 hours, huge.
That's a new record for us.
That's a new record. Oh, but I think it did give you a decent amount to work with for the matchup here.
It literally just the Nair alone clutches the sets out.
Yeah, I do have another one against Tickle, but it's a little bit older. So this one's also pretty good too. But that is where I play majority of the against Aegis. I don't have too much Aegis VODs. You'd have to look at a different pit. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe Midorun has some. Or
yeah, I'll have to check because I know
Razy.
Razy doesn't have
okay.
any, and I haven't seen any of Zach Ray, so I'll go and like you said, maybe Midorun has some.
That didn't work.
What did you type in?
I'm trying to find Midorun Pit Smash Bros. I'm trying to find him versus an Aegis. Kari Homuda. Dude, what? I'm not finding any. Wait, do you remember this one? We were watching this with Razy. Is that one where we were like,
Oh,
is this a
yes.
button check? What's happening?
No, it's real. They're fighting. It's so weird.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very weird intro to that game.
Yeah. It's Reno. Reno is so good, by the way. Oh my gosh. I haven't been watching him recently. Like, I haven't been watching his matches, but the people he beats, bro.
Who are you saying?
Reno. He's like a Byleth
Oh,
or
dude,
Reno.
yeah, I watched him. I haven't been following him, but
Oh,
I was following that tournament MK Leo was in, and yeah, he went crazy. He did this like footstool dare, that killed Leo off the top.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I hadn't been paying attention to him. I think he won that turn. I'm pretty sure he won that tournament over Leo, or
Mayhaps.
maybe Leo. Oh no, I think maybe Leo came back and beat him, but he did beat Leo.
Okay, I found this set. This is Zachary versus Shuton. This will work.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah.
Oh wait, go Zachary versus Shuton. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's not going Olimar the whole time.
Looks like it's no. It looks like it's actually all Aegis.
Yeah.
The other thing that's also hold on. Did he even win? Okay, he did. What was I gonna say? The other thing. Did you see Shuton? The one Shuton set we were watching. Oh my gosh, bro was bringing it back so hard against Caramello.
I'm gonna be so honest. I went and I bored all memory of Kagaribi out of my brain.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, well, that's good because I'm coming out with a video very soon, summarizing the top 4 VOD review. It'll be brand new for you.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Hey, I think it's worth it.
So,
I think it's worth it.
well,
You'll give them more credit.
no, it'll be good because I didn't watch the top 4.
Okay.
So it'll be good to have a reason to watch it because you'll be analyzing it. So
Yes.
who was in the top 4? It was like Tweak.
Yes, Tweak, Akala, Raru, and Mia.
Okay.
And I was trying to do proper pronunciation for the names for people.
Yeah.
So I was doing Japanese pronunciations, which is like Raru. And then also for Akala's path, I had to do Klepsali.
Because he's French.
Yeah, but the thing is, doing pronunciations of different languages, while you're speaking English is really hard. I found.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you start saying it, but then like you might still be like, for example, I do like an R into an R, so it's like, let's say like even something like from Raru, right? That alone is already too close of 2 different R pronunciations. And so it started really messing me up. I had to start changing my script. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that then for today. And I'll probably end my stream here today as well. But I think that was pretty good. Maybe that might even be, what's it called? Are you down if I made a video out of it? Because I want to try and I want to make a little bit of, I want to make a little bit of matchup.
Matchup content? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make matchup content, but I want to like, be able to talk about it at length. And so we had a good one on one of the Pit Ponders where it was like Falco and Rob, but this would be a good one too,
that was
actually.
A great one. Yeah, I also want to find a way to do another Pit Ponders. There just hasn't been anything like notable enough to bring the Triforce of Pits together yet.
Yeah.
But I would like to do another one. It's been
we can change change it to Meter and Fan Club.
Yeah, truly. Well, I wanted if Zachary would have gotten further, we could have done it on Kagaribi.
It's true. Where was he when we needed him most? He vanished.
When we needed him most, man.
It was a hard tournament. Even Meter and others had a hard time.
Dude, no, I'm chilling. It was not an easy tournament.
Yeah, no shade at all to Zachary. He did his best. That was a really hard event. There were so many. Well, the thing is, like, it was just so many events or so many matches where it was like, yeah, that's a reasonable like turnout, and it's like, yeah, just hard. But yeah, okay. Well, we'll leave it at that then for today. But thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for being here, Khaos.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we're probably gonna do another one of these sometime soon, but probably when we can play.
Yeah. I honestly, I gotta figure something out because I don't want to not be playing the game. I'll just be patient.
Okay.
I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah. Wait and see.
Yes, wait and see.
Alrighty.
You take care.
Yeah. You too. All right. That'll be it, chat. Thanks for watching. Hope it was informative. And yeah, I'll be back to streams on Monday. So I'll see you folks later.